Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
The Motocross Supercross podcast.
What is up, everybody? This is the Motocross Supercross podcast, episode 223, and we've got a lot to talk to you today. I am Adam, here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Dude, let's get it. 2020, season's just around the corner. We got all the news. We got all the stuff you need to hear about this new season coming up. So let's roll it.
Hey, Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year, Claudio.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
Yep, 2020, it's going to be a big year for everyone, all right? New decade. Let's see who's going to rock this decade. Obviously, let's just jump right into it. We have tons of news to talk about. And first, I want to apologize for, the quality on our last podcast was a little lower as I was in Norway trying to, record that for us. So back home, Florida, here we go. Quality's back to 100%. And like I said,
Stop
we got
rubbing it in our face.
Yeah.
That you get to travel, okay? So rub it in our face.
All right, sorry, bro. Just needed an explanation because everyone's like, you guys have good quality. What happened? That's what happened. So let's talk about 2020. Many news stories to talk about. Claudio, what is the biggest news story in your eyes?
Well, you talked about, who's going to be racing, but we also have who's not going to be racing.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of names, man. A lot of names that we were expecting to do well this year. And we got new people that were coming up. And, for example, in the 450 class, we have Max Anstey. As we know, he was racing the GPs last year and decided to come to the States. But he's actually going to miss a big part of the season after undergoing surgery to repair an ankle injury. So
I can't believe that's who you want to start with. Really? Max Anstey? That's the first story you want to get into?
I just want to get it out of the way. We got him out of the way. Now we're going to move out.
Real quick about Max Anstey, since you brought it up, I was on, what Cameo is? The Cameo app where you can pay celebrities to give you a shout out or something.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I was looking up the dirt bikers, racers and stuff, and yeah, he's on there. I think it's $20, so.
Well, we might get him on.
Yeah, I guess you want to shout out or something.
It's probably $10 now that he's hurt.
Exactly. So let's move on from that. We got Max Anstey out of the way, but yeah, there is a bigger injury that we have to talk about, and that injury is?
I would say Marvin Musquin.
Marvin Musquin.
We'll be missing out the entire 2020 Monster Energy AMA Supercross season after hurting his knee and having to go under surgery to repair it. He suffered a big crash before the season, and that's why we didn't see him over at the Paris Supercross. That's why we didn't see him at all.
Yes.
He got hurt.
That is the biggest story of this 2020 Supercross season. He said in a press release, "Unfortunately, I had an incident at the KTM test track and ultimately overjumped a jump that had a very big impact on my legs when I landed, injuring my left knee. Had it evaluated by several doctors, and it was determined that my knee required surgery. It's devastating news to me as I was really looking forward to racing Supercross, but I will take the time needed to recover properly, with my main focus being to return when I am strong enough to win races." The biggest story of this season so far is Marvin Musquin not joining us in this Premier 450 class. And yeah, he's very open about his injury. He's got, pictures and stuff. There's a whole thing about it, in the surgery room.
He just turned 30 as well. So
yep,
happy
30.
birthday, Marvin.
Hey, dirty 30. He's not the only one.
30. That's true.
Yep.
Damn.
Be there soon. Real soon.
Coming up, bro. We're waiting for you.
All right, so
somebody else is going to be missing this, not the whole race or not the whole season, but most of it. It's going to be Joey Savaggi, man, who we just announced that he just signed with the Suzuki team, and the JGR Suzuki team, and now this happens. There's something going on, dude. First, we have Pike a couple years ago getting really hurt overseas. As we remember, he got landed on Suveris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And now we have Joey Savacci, who just recently signed with this team, the JGR team, and he broke his heel during a practice at the Australian Supercross. So maybe for next year, don't go out of the States, all right, JGR? Just keep the guys in.
Yeah, this is crazy because Joey Savacci, we just talked about him. He signed with this JGR team. They only have 2 riders. So they signed with JGR. We talk about this big epic battle we could see with Tomac and him in this class. And yeah, he is hurt overseas, not going to be able to line up. They do have a fill-in rider of Frederick Noren. So I don't know. We'll just have to see what this JGR team can be about, but that's a devastating injury to that whole team. They were already barely floating above the water, and now they have Frederick Noren to save the day. Yeah, we will see. Savacci, he was 8th in the points in the 2019 season, so I was definitely looking to see what he could do this year, but yeah, that heel injury really messed up his whole season and that whole JGR season. So that's just another tough injury news right there.
It's not all bad news though, Adam. We have good news. It's not all bad injury news. We have Dean Wilson, who had a big practice crash at the Monster Energy Cup, and he dislocated his hip, and everybody was wondering, is he going to be able to line up? He just signed again with the Husqvarna team. They kick him out, they bring him back in, somebody gets hurt, he comes back in, he fills in, now he's got a full ride, he gets hurt, everyone's like, what the hell, what's going on with Wilson? But he will be lining up for A1, baby.
Yeah, Dean Wilson. Dude, did you see the video? He gave away that other bike, that other 65 Husqvarna.
The 65, yeah.
Did you see that video?
Yes.
Dude, he just it was so baller. He just shows up at this kid's house, gives him a bike, and he's like, hey, is it cool if he skips school and hangs out with me? And they're like, sure. And just go eat some breakfast, awesome. Go ride at Deegan's house. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's got to keep it. If he kept his YouTube game strong, he could be Axel level,
Yeah, well, we were wondering what happened to him, but he in an Instagram statement, he says, I took 2.5 months off the IG and we are back, which is awesome, which is great news because I really enjoy Dean Wilson and all his posts. And I will go into more of that at a later time, but sometimes you need to just disconnect and work yourself mentally, physically, and even spiritually. At least I did. I've been on the bike for 2 weeks, and to even think that I will line up at A1 is an accomplishment in itself. This injury has been so gnarly in so many aspects. I told my close people when I got injured that this was it. Enough was enough and I was done. But also, this was the worst pain of my life. As a few days went by and things got calmed down, I felt it would be leaving something on the table if I just quit and walked away. So that's Dean Wilson. He wants it, man. And if we remember correctly, he led most of this race last year.
Yeah, Dean Wilson, he's always been super fast, always had injury problems. So it's hard to really, pinpoint how good he's going to be this year. But if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be awesome. We know that. Yeah,
well, he's in. He's in for A1, and it's only a couple of days away. So I can't wait.
Hey, we got another rider who's in for A1. And someone who we weren't really sure was going to be in for A1, and that is Christian Craig.
That's right.
After the 2018 Daytona race, he was drug tested. They said he tested positive for heptaminol, a prohibited substance, all right?
Is that 2 M's? Pam or Pam?
Yeah, heptaminol. But anyways, he failed
Yeah,
his
he looked
test.
doped up. I don't know if you remember that, but he looked doped up at the end of that season.
Yeah,
like Motocross, whenever he got interviewed or whatever.
Oh yeah, he was feeling it. He was definitely feeling. That wasn't even just like a performance enhancing. That was just like recreational drugs. So, anyways, he's back. It's kind of funny because he like went to Instagram and was like, "Yeah, like I won my whatever it is, my suspension's overturned." And then he had to put out another statement saying like, the FIM have requested that I clarify that the decision to reduce my sanction was pursuant to a settlement agreement that was reached with the FIM. This settlement was reached approximately 60 to 90 minutes after the arbitration at the Court of Arbitration for Sports started. So he had to clarify that, yeah, he had a settlement in there.
Of course,
it wasn't
he did.
just.
And also,
yeah,
it's really funny because didn't he go all the way over there to quote unquote face them and get his suspension taken off? And then even like before he got there, they were like, "Oh no, you're good. You can race." Like they didn't even like like they already had a decision made and everything. So he went like all the way to I don't know
Switzerland,
which is like where the FIM offices are at, to fight this suspension. And then they were like, "No, you're good. We're gonna let you race." So, which is kind of messed up because we have Brock Tickle, who was suspended for like 4 years. He lost everything pretty much. So.
Yeah, Christian Craig got a little lucky because he was they used like injury time and stuff. They like counted everything. They're just like, okay, here's your start time to your start to finish, whatever, blah blah blah. Just pay your money. I want to know how much he paid. But there was a settlement there. But it doesn't matter. He's racing. He's going to be at Anaheim racing this West Coast for this Geico Honda team. And you know what? He said someone's been helping him out. And that is one of the new owners of that Geico Honda team. And I think this is one of the other biggest stories going into this 2020 season. And
that's right.
Yeah. The Geico Honda newest part team owner, KTM's longtime favorite lover boy, and that is Ryan Dungey.
I know, that's crazy.
We've seen a lot of, I don't want to say betrayal, but I mean, he was KTM's, like, he was their golden goose. And now he is, he's a Honda man. So Ryan Dungey, part owner of the Honda Geico team, going to be helping out there, probably like selecting talent and still a way to be around the sport. But Ryan Dungey, he's in with the Geico Honda team. And I think that's only good for the Geico Honda team. They got some good riders. We'll see what Dungey can add, but yeah, was one of the greatest Supercross racers ever. So it can't hurt to have Dungey in your corner, that's for sure.
Oh no, definitely not. That's a great accomplishment for the Geico team for sure. That's gonna help out tremendously, and I feel just having that mental strength, that consistency that he had on the race, or on the track, and to be able to tell that to the young guns that are coming up, like you said, the new talent. It's going to be great. It's going to be a very, very good thing for them to have for the future,
Yep, but it's not all bad for KTM. They may have lost one golden goose, but they gained another golden goose. Another super big story. Suzuki loses one guy and KTM gains one, and that is Travis Pastrana. He is done with Suzuki. They don't have enough two-stroke support for him. He's going to KTM. How crazy is that? He's been on Suzuki's his entire life.
What's more betrayal, that or Ryan Dungey?
I'm going to say that. When you think of Pastrana, you just think of Suzuki.
That's true.
That's it. Forever. 199 on that yellow. That's all you think of. Doing backflips. And now...
you can't... Yeah, double back.
He's on orange. Yeah, he's an orange man now. And that's, I thought that was just a really big story. Suzuki's just going straight to hell.
Yeah, that's pretty sad when you lose literally, like, that's like all they had.
Yeah, that's it. They had Travis Pastrana
it was Travis.
And Ricky Carmichael. And they lost Ricky Carmichael a while ago.
Well, Ricky's still there, but
yeah, he's still there. All right. They got Ricky Carmichael, but they lost Travis Pastrana. So, yeah, we've heard, obviously the 250 Suzukis, they've just had so many problems. The 450 Suzukis, they just can't even stay healthy. They do have the HEP team still, the HEP, Entignap and Cunningham, and they lost Chisholm. He went to Yamaha. He's on his own team now with Ricky Fowler.
Which is weird. They kept the worst rider of them three.
Yeah.
The one that made the least amount of mains.
Hey, we saw a lot of team changes this year too.
That's true, man. We got new teams like that Chaparral FXR Honda team.
Yep.
Who has a couple of really good riders.
Starling, Blos. It's like the whole AJE Gas Monkey team went to FXR Chaparral Honda.
Robin, yeah. And then the rookie, Cody Schock.
Cody.
Also, Ty Lube, Honda, who, they signed Jordan Bailey. And then we have that other team, the Team Tedder team, who has obviously
big signing
Dakota Tedder, who
big signing here.
And then Martin Davalos, who finally moved to the 450 class.
Yep, couldn't get a factory ride, but he got his factory support KTM ride with Team Tedder. So remember, Martin Davalos, he won Nashville last year. So that's a big name, and I actually think he's going to do awesome this year. I can't wait to see him healthy.
On the 450?
Yo, yeah. So we also, the AJE Gas Monkey team, they still have a team, and they have Jacob Hayes and Josh Osby. Josh Osby, he's been getting great starts always, and Jacob Hayes, he had some pretty good runs too, so that's still good for them.
That's a good team.
Good team. Geico Honda, we just talked about them a little bit, but we'll just run over the teams. Yeah. They obviously got Christian Craig, Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, Chase Sexton, who is still kind of nursing some injuries, so he'll be on the East Coast. Jeremy Martin,
who's coming back to the sport after 2018.
And then rookie, Joe Shimoda, who we saw doing the Monster Energy Cup with the amateur ranks last year. So looks like it could be a pretty solid team there. Nice young team. Except Christian Craig. Jeremy Martin making his return after his back injury, too. So that's exciting to look forward to. Chase Sexton obviously had a great year.
We had the CTR Motorsports team who has Joey Crown and Enzo Lopez, who we didn't, I was wondering where he was going to end up.
There he is. Club MX and Cycle Trader, whatever it is. That's when they combine forces. So that's good for them. We talked a little about that HEP team with Entignap, Cunningham, and Max Anstey. That's their third rider there. And then we got the JGRMX team. We talked about Joey Savacci being hurt, Frederick Noren stepping in, and then their 250 riders are Jimmy Dakotas and Alex Martin. So those two, nice little small team there. We'll see what they can do this year. Hopefully Jimmy Dakotas and Alex Martin can do something, or else they're screwed. So
yeah, PRMX is a Canadian team who just signed Lorenzo Lacuzio. Finally, getting some support, man. They got Matthias Jorgensen, who we saw him last year. He came from Denmark, and he was a couple of highlights on our show.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Logan Carno, who I remember was their only rider last year. We had a fellow Ohioan. How do you say it? What do you call people from Ohio?
Ohioans.
Okay, well, I said it right then. Kate Clayson from Arcadia.
Yep, and he's been suspended the past couple years, too, for some kind of anti-doping stuff or some, whatever it is. So good to see him back. We'll see if he can do anything. South African. Oh, yeah. Josh Cartwright, who obviously we've seen at Daytona every single year.
He's been signed. He's been training with Ricky Carmichael. We mentioned a couple minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Rock River Yamaha, and it's only going to be Benny Vlas for the 450 class on that team.
Yep, and then same with the KTM Factory Racing. I don't know who's filling in for Marvin yet, but we do have Cooper Webb, the reigning champ. The champ.
That's right,
Cooper
number
Webb.
one. The champ.
Yep. So obviously, I'm expecting big things out of Cooper Webb.
One of my favorite teams that is not a factory team, Smart Top, Bullfrog Spots, Moto Concepts, Honda.
Oh yeah,
who has Justin Hill, who was able to get away from them Suzukis.
Yep.
And Malcolm Stewart, who had a fantastic beginning of the year last year before he got hurt, and then Freezy, who's Vince Freezy.
Hey, and we saw them do awesome at the Monster Energy Cup, Freezy and Stewart. So I'm expecting big things out of it. That's going to be an exciting team to watch for sure.
That's what I'm saying. That's one of I think that's my favorite non-factory team.
Yeah, that's a good team right there.
Yeah, then Honda, you had Braden, who just signed up again with the factory team, and then Roxon, who this could be his year. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of teams, dude. A lot of new teams.
Hey, and we didn't even talk about the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. They added Cameron McAdoo and Jordan Smith, and along with the Faulkner and Marchbanks are still there. And then the Yamaha team looks pretty exciting as well, with Shane McElrath on there as well. So that's a good add there. Ty Masterpool joining them as well. Still Plessinger and Barsha for the 450s on those Yamahas. And then for the Husqvarna, they got RJ Hampshire, Jalek Swoll, and then they still have Michael Mosman, Jason Anderson, Dean Wilson, and Zach Osborne. So I just want everyone to be healthy. I want to see all these people on the track together. We are in for a great year for this 2020 season. Yes. It's going to be a lot of teams, which makes it look like the sport, it's growing. There's still a lot of support. There's still a lot of things happening. And then, just to have all these like satellite teams, that's good, dude. That's really good. A lot of factory support teams, which makes the sport more competitive. It's a good move. Good move. It's a great move, and it is very exciting for this 2020 season. We definitely covered a lot this episode. Is there anything else that we need to throw into this episode, our news episode, this 2020 season, right around the corner? What else do we need to add, Claudio? Just stay tuned. On our next episode, we're going to talk about Anaheim 1, and we're going to be talking about if there's any news. Make sure you guys check us out any social media at MXSX Podcast. And that's it, man. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time with our picks and predictions. Peace.